welcome everyone. I am Amy Stanton. I'm the Director of Brand Engagement and Cause here at 4Moms. I want to thank you all so much for joining us today for the premiere of our next 4Moms Sleepversity episode featuring Bailey Doffenbaugh and little baby Elle there. For those of you who are new, a little background about Sleepversity. So at 4Moms, we are honored to be a part of over 1 million new parents in their baby's earliest months with products like our Mamaru Sleep Bassinet and our Mamaru Swing and many more. But with Sleepversity, we partnered with a group of amazing influencers and created something that dives deep into newborn sleep, helping parents understand their baby's developments, learn more skills, and see other real parents in action to show just how diverse sleep is for each and every baby. We know that no baby sleep journey is the same, but something we often hear from parents is that they feel guilty or that they're doing something wrong if they're not following this or that sleep method exactly. So that's why we created Sleepversity, to give parents a resource that shows the many different approaches to newborn sleep and to help them feel more supported, informed, and empowered. It's something they can turn to anytime they need someone to relate to. So with that, I am thrilled to introduce to you our host, Carolyn Harvey, certified pediatric sleep expert, founder of Dream Baby Sleep, and the quarterback of Team Sleepversity. Welcome, Carolyn.
Thank you, Amy. Hello, hello. I am so thrilled to be here. I'm excited to be a part of this campaign and share more about the complexity of newborn sleep and ultimately help new parents truly enjoy those early months of their babies' lives. First, I wanted to welcome our next parent featured on Sleepversity, the wonderful Bailey Doffenbaum. We are so excited to highlight her unique story as a mother of 4. Hey, Bailey.
Hi, I am super excited to be here tonight. As we all know that Elle is 4.5 months old, and we have officially hit that first sleep regression. So I'm super excited to be able to talk about all things sleep, and yeah.
Awesome. We're so thrilled to have you here. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to get started, but first, a few housekeeping items. If you have any sleep questions or questions about Bailey's sleep journey with her kids, please type them in the Q&A box. The Q&A box in your Zoom control panel is at the bottom. We will be answering your questions live towards the end of this event, so stay tuned. Make sure you ask your sleep or parenting related questions in the Q&A box. We'll touch base with Brittany and she'll let us know if our chat is enabled, but chat, yes?
I think she's testing it now. If you guys see Brittany saying testing, if someone could just type in the chat.
Yes, help us type in the chat and Amy will shout it out and let us know if we're back in business. So yeah, so we want to use the Q&A for your specific sleep-related questions and your parent-related questions for myself and for Bailey. So use the Q&A for that, and we'll use the chat in between then, okay? So we also wanted to thank the amazing companies who contributed to our Parents Night In swag bags. It's Matrisense Skincare, Glad Skin Eczema Cream for babies and kids, Lila and Jack Teethers, Ella Alla, All Natural Bath Soak, and Hip Peas Snacks. So a huge shout out to them. For those of you who did not receive a swag bag, I have great news for you. You can enter to win not only the swag bag, but also a Mamaru Sleep Bassinet. Okay, so all you need to do is go ahead and click on the link that we're going to post. Are we able to post that link, Amy?
Not yet, still disabled, but we will post it in the chat.
Okay. Yes, we will post it in the chat. So fear not, we will shout it out and let you know when it is there, but you can win the swag bag plus a Mamaru Sleep Bassinet. Okay, so that's super exciting. We'll let you know when you can go ahead and enter that. I think I see it. Is it there, Amy?
I see it, but I'm not sure.
Did anybody who's watching see it? Can you guys see it in the chat? Yes, yes. Still disabled?
No, they can't see it yet.
We can't see it. Okay, fear not, you guys.
Oh, wait, yes, they see it. They see it.
Yes, okay, good. All right, we're back in business, just like that. Thank you, Zoom. Okay, so make sure you click on that link, you guys. It's for the swag bag and a Mamaru sleep bassinet, so don't play around with that. Now, without further ado, we are pleased to present season 1, episode 4 of Sleepversity with Bailey Doffenbaum. Today we're sitting with Bailey Doffenbaum, mother of 4, popular social media star and photographer best known for her @Baydoff TikTok account. Bailey has 3 sons named Lincoln, Franklin, and Grant, and recently welcomed her beautiful daughter, Eleanor, on April 24th. She finally got her girl. This isn't Bailey's first rodeo when it comes to newborn sleep, so we're doing a light refresher and chatting about the bassinet to crib transition, preparing for sleep regressions, safe sleep, and nap tips for baby with multiple kids in the house. Thank you so much for joining us today, Bailey.
Thank you so much for having me. We're super excited to be here. And honestly, I'm open to sharing our experiences, and I'd love to help other parents along the way too.
So tell us about your family and what life is like with 4 beautiful children.
Honestly, it's not much different. The boys were super excited to actually be getting a girl. We were a little bit worried about Franklin, just because, you know, he was the baby of the family and his transition has been the best. Lincoln's the best brother, always wants to hold her, and Franklin just wants to lay by her. And Grant, you know, he's a little bit rough, but he also likes to hold her and give her tons of kisses. And honestly, she's been a dream, so she makes it easy for them.
That's so great. Wonderful. Okay, so it's time to dive into the topic du jour, sleep. First and foremost, how's it going with the new baby?
It's going pretty well. She's a pretty good sleeper. I have hundreds of videos and pictures of her sleeping because she looks so peaceful. We use the Mamaru sleep bassinet and she loves the soothing motion. And I am worried a little bit about the transition to the crib. So if you have any tips for that.
Absolutely. I feel like this is such a common worry. So once the baby hits 25 pounds or starts to push up on her hands and knees, you know it's time to make the move. Most babies transition to the crib between 3 and 6 months old, so you have plenty of time. This can be a gradual process with minimal disruption to the baby's sleep. It can take anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks by really following a consistent routine, which I know you're doing, and following 6 simple steps. First, start with night sleep. Your baby's sleep drive is much greater at bedtime. Then you're going to reduce the speed until it's at the lowest setting. After that, slowly remove the motion. Always continue to use the white noise and swaddle if she's not rolling. You can try other soothing techniques like patting her tummy, shushing, or feeding if needed. After that, naps are next. Once she's sleeping well in her crib at night, you're going to repeat the process for naps until all of her sleep occurs in the crib.
Everything has been super helpful that you've said, and I know I'm pretty good at following my instincts just because my other 3 kids, you know, I've gone through it already 3 times, but I am worried because they did have that 4-month sleep regression. So is there any tips that you could, you know, give to me about that?
Absolutely. So as far as the 4-month sleep regression is concerned, it can occur anytime between 3 and 5 months old. Okay, so signs that the regression is upon you, you'll see newfound bedtime battles, increased night waking. Sometimes the baby will start waking up super early, and naps frequently really become a battle, right? So the great news is, though, this is not actually a sleep regression, but it's a physical leap that disrupts sleep, and it's tied to the milestone of rolling. So The key to success and to even get in front of the regression is to make sure you're offering age-appropriate tummy time. Tummy time is like a mini workout for baby and helps strengthen the neck and shoulder muscles as well as the core. This is important for safe sleep, and it also allows them ample time during the day to practice rolling, which is naturally going to help speed through that regression and possibly skip it. You want to offer tummy time for the day you get home from the hospital. So, for example, Elle is about 8 weeks old, right? 8 weeks right now? Yeah, you're like, okay. So at 8 weeks, you want to be offering tummy time 3 times a day for 8 minutes each session. So each week she gets older, so 9 weeks, we increase to 9 minutes each session. One thing we haven't touched on yet is nap time. How does Elle sleep with all of that bustle in your house?
She actually sleeps pretty well. I think she's kind of used to the noise. It's almost, like white noise, like it's a constant white noise sound machine going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, your instincts truly are so spot on. You're smart to not protect her from the noise. I always encourage parents to live life and not create a flawlessly quiet environment. So tell me, what is her current nap schedule?
Usually she likes to sleep a few hours after we wake up. And then I put her in her bassinet and, with the camera, and she's usually down for like 45 minutes. It's not super long, but she's still kind of young. And then even though, she doesn't really do lunchtime, but lunchtime with the other kids, and then she'll go down again after that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You're doing so great. Just like you said, it's really important to frequently offer naps during the day to prevent an overtired baby, which can ultimately derail your night. I love what you said, that her naps are about 45 minutes. I want you to remember that newborn sleep is really erratic, and a normal nap is anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours. So as far as your daytime schedule, it's spot on. We have a couple pro tips by age. So going back to 0 to 4 weeks, we offer nap every 45 to 60 minutes from the last time the baby woke up. 4 to 8 weeks, offer nap every 60 to 75 minutes. 8 to 12 weeks, we offer nap every 75 to 90 minutes. And then 12 to 16 weeks, we're offering nap every 90 minutes to 2 hours from the last time the baby woke up.
So we're starting to think ahead a little bit, and we are thinking about where we're putting Elle at in the house for her permanent room, and wondering if you had any tips or tricks on room sharing with a toddler.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great question. When you're making that transition, it always can be like a little overwhelming, and it's like, oh God, is one going to wake up the other? And that's everybody's biggest fear. You've done such a great job living life. She's not going to be hypersensitive to coming in and out and things like that, which is awesome. So you're used to that continuous white noise. I like to say, light it up. Right, when we're room sharing. So continue that white noise when she joins Franklin in the room. And when we have a toddler in the room, they oftentimes want to climb into the crib. So we do want to have an age-appropriate safety conversation. Make sure you anchor your furniture, right? You want to anchor any of your dressers to the walls with our cheeky toddlers who love climbing on everything. And when we're room sharing, I always prefer to put whoever's the better sleeper, whoever goes to bed easier, put them down first. So they're out like a light, because that sleep pressure at bedtime is so much, the drive is so much stronger that they'll sleep through usually any antics there, and then put the next baby down, whether it's the baby or the toddler, right? So there's a lot of things that you can do, but I like to just pull a Nike and do it. It often goes a lot smoother than we think.
Okay.
Thank you, Bailey, for sharing your family story and really helping to normalize the challenges of newborn sleep with multiple kids.
Thank you. We love to share just our normal life, and not everybody is perfect. Our life isn't perfect. And, it's always nice to see that as, another person just browsing the internet.
So awesome. I think that's why so many people love following you. So I'd like to remind everyone, you can continue to follow Bailey on @Baydoff on TikTok. And don't forget to follow @4moms_HQ on Instagram for more Sleepversity updates and episode announcements. Sleep well. Oh my gosh, Bailey, are you dying? That's the first time you saw it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Elle looks so tiny, and that was not filmed that long ago. I mean, these babies are growing exponentially. What did you think?
I loved it.
So cool, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so fun. So thank you everyone for your patience. We now have the chat enabled. So if you have not done so, let us know how old your babies are and if you're expecting what your due date is. Also, you'll see the link in the chat that was shared. That's where you can enter to win our amazing Parents Night in swag bag plus the Mama Sleep Bassinet. So make sure you click on that link in the chat, okay? So lastly, I want to remind everybody, please enter your baby and toddler sleep questions in the Q&A. Enter any questions that you have for Bailey and her parenting journey in the Q&A, okay? All right, Amy, do you want to hit us with some trivia?
I'm ready. Are you all ready?
Let's do it.
So we have 4 trivia questions because we just like the number 4 here. And every person that answers it correctly will receive a $50 credit to 4moms.com. So
Love it.
we'll randomly pick someone that picks the right answer. So Brittany, are you ready? Question number 1. All right, here we go. When transitioning from bassinet to crib, what sleep session does Carolyn recommend working on first? Nighttime sleep, first nap of the day, second nap of the day, or third nap of the day?
I love this one.
So can you all see the polls? I
can see it.
Pittsburgh accent.
Yeah, I know. I love that. I just caught that, right?
My husband, no one can see the poll.
Come on, Zoom. Stop playing around with us. So I see a lot of people answering in the chat, which is epic. So thank you guys for doing that. Oh, you saw it. Okay, Kate, you saw the poll. Yes, you saw the poll. Awesome.
Okay, can you not click on the poll?
No, they're seeing it, which is great. They see it and they answered. You can't see it, Amy, but I bet Brittany can.
Oh, great. Well, then we'll just end it. And it's nighttime sleep.
Night sleep. There we go.
Yeah, nighttime sleep. Perfect.
58% of the people were paying attention. Well done.
Excellent. All right. The next question number 2. Which developmental milestone is tied to the 4-month sleep regression? Holding his head up, rolling, bringing his hands to his mouth, rocking back and forth on hands and knees.
This is a big one. This is a big one. Everybody's saying in the chat that the poll is working. So thank you, team chat tech support.
All right, we'll give it a couple more seconds. All right, we will close it out. And the answer is rolling. Excellent, 63%.
Yeah, that's a big milestone. That rolling causes so many hijinks with baby sleep. The good news is they master it in about 2 weeks. So hang in there.
All right, this next one is a tricky one. What is the name of Bailey's second born child? Is it Curtis, Lincoln, Grant, or Franklin? No hints, Bailey.
No hints, Bailey.
All right, you can give a hint.
It's definitely not Curtis.
Okay, all right.
It is Grant. Grant is the correct answer.
Yeah, okay, 40%. That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. All right, last question. At what point is it recommended that parents transition their baby out of the mom room sleep bassinet and into the crib? At 3 months, when baby weighs 25 pounds, or until she can push up on her hands and knees, whichever comes first, whenever you drop the swaddle, whenever she starts sleeping through the night. Oh, this is a hard one.
It is a hard one, actually.
All right. I'll give it a few more seconds. The answer is B, when the baby weighs 25 pounds or until she can push up on her hands and knees. That's when you transition out of the bassinet. So that was a pretty good one, 84%. Excellent. So
I know, that's a hard one too.
yeah, so we will go through all of the correct answers and I will email you tomorrow if you are one of our winners. So congratulations. If you didn't win, again, remember, we'll put that link in there for the giveaway one more time. Definitely sign up. You can win the swag box and Mom Room Sleep Bassinet. So I think it's time for questions. Yeah.
I think it is too, Amy. I love that. So everyone, go ahead over to the Q&A and type in your baby, toddler, or parenting questions for Bailey. We're going to be answering those questions in the Q&A, not in the chat. So I do see a bunch of questions in the chat. So pop on over to the Q&A and we will take them. Okay, so let's jump in. Let's see, what do we have? We have, I always start in the wrong direction. So I am going to jump in and start with Natalie at the top. I have a 4-year-old about to have another baby this month. Any tips? Well, I'm going to give that one to Bailey, considering she has 4 of her own.
Oh gosh.
Pro tips when you had, let's see, it was Lincoln, Franklin, Grant, right? In that order?
No.
No.
No. Lincoln, Grant, Franklin.
Okay.
L.
Yeah. So when you went from 1 to 2, do you have any tips about introducing babies to toddlers? How did that go for you?
Honestly, it went really well. We got to do it in the hospital. I know still kind of COVID restrictions are still in place. But with Elle, COVID restrictions were in place and nobody came to the hospital. And honestly, it was really nice. So if you are open to doing that and having your four-year-old, right? 4-year-old meet, I feel like at home is a little bit better, just because they're in their own environment. Whereas, you know, you're dragging them to the hospital and they're, you know, they kind of don't know. But like I said, it was different, but we kind of liked it because we got our own little alone time with the baby. And then we came home to the chaos.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. So those are really great tips. I think that it's so different and unique for everybody. I only have one, so I can't offer any advice on that whatsoever. If you want to room share them, I can help you there. But let's jump to that next question. I see Cameron. Cameron B, how many sleep regressions do babies go through? My daughter's 8 months. Seems like she's having a hard time at night. 8-month sleep regression, Cameron, sorry. However, just know that it will pass. So these sleep regressions are really developmental leaps. They're milestones that are interrupting sleep. So we tend to see 4-month, 8-month, 12-month sleep regression. And then again, usually somewhere around 18 to 24 months. So the good news is you want to hold steady. Pro tip, the best thing that you can do is to leverage a slightly earlier bedtime. I know it feels a little counterintuitive. We have an amazing, 4Moms blog is amazing. I write for them often. So we have a bedtime blog on 4Moms. I'll see if we can share it here. If not, definitely visit 4moms.com, visit the blog and search bedtime. Age-appropriate bedtime is the #1 tool in your toolbox. When you're in a sleep regression or you're just having challenges, newfound challenges, lean into bedtime 15 minutes earlier than you normally would, okay? That's super, super important. Thanks, Cameron. Okay, let's see. Danielle and David B. Baby's 4 months old, similar to Elle. Elle's 5 months old, and has been regularly waking around 2 a.m. and then wakes up multiple times between 2 and 5:30. How can we help her stay asleep like she used to? You cannot. No, I'm kidding. I mean, you kind of can, but let's get to the tips. She's thrashing her head back and forth. She grunts, kicks until she's wide awake. How active of a sleeper, Bailey, is Elle? Is she moving around a lot, or is she kind of chill?
She's chill until she's like, it's kind of the same. Like if something, say like our dog moves or gets on or off the bed, she hears that and she kind of does the same, moves. But sometimes she falls back asleep. Other times I have to nurse her back to sleep.
Yeah. And that's okay because they're still little. So for Danielle and David, the 4-month sleep regression is likely upon you. We have an awesome blog on the 4-month sleep regression. You can also DM us at Dream Baby Sleep for our 4-month sleep regression survival guide. But when we have newfound night waking, the first thing that we look at is bedtime, right? Are we using an age appropriate bedtime? So that's step number 1. You noted that the baby is waking up between 2 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. As baby is growing and becoming more and more alert and aware, that REM stage of sleep, the lightest stage of sleep, is between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. So a dog barking, another child waking up, any type of disturbance, light coming through the blinds, that can disrupt sleep. So the lightest stage of sleep is between that 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., which is why you're starting to experience more of those night wakings. Thrashing her head back and forth, super common. It's actually a form of self-soothing for a lot of babies. With that said, the grunting, the kicking, all while she's wide awake. Keep in mind, babies have super active sleep. I don't know if you know this, Bailey, but a baby can actually be asleep and crying out, eyes open, kicking, thrashing, etc., for upwards of 4 minutes and not actually be awake. So the moral of the story is don't knee jerk, run in there and scoop baby up because you can actually be waking them. So I definitely recommend a stopwatch and wait for the first couple of minutes, barring any gut instincts of danger or illness, right? So do you have one sleeper, Bailey, that is just like so much easier than the rest, or what's going on with all the kids?
Honestly, they were all pretty good sleepers.
Chill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they all had, I don't know if it was all like the same time sleep regressions, but sometimes I think, a few of them, I think it was Lincoln and Franklin, they would often get up and come to our beds like after they were out of like the baby stage, but they all went through that and finally they're back in their own beds.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's definitely tricky. So it takes time, right? Especially with a house full of kids. So give yourself grace, right? I mean, right where you are is right where you should be. So, okay, next up, Natalie H. Is it okay for your newborn to sleep in their crib from birth, or should they be in a bassinet? That's a great question. So you can absolutely use any designated safe sleeping space, which would be a crib, pack and play, or bassinet. Per the American Academy of Pediatrics, they are recommending that you room share, not bed share, for the first 6 months. So you could absolutely use any of those 3 items. Great question. Okay, next up, Natalie P. Should I be swaddling my 2-month-old during the day for his naps? Right now, I just swaddle at night. What are you doing, Bailey, with swaddling? Well, Elle's not swaddled anymore, but was she into a swaddle when she was 2 months old?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would swaddle her and all the other kids if they napped or at nighttime. It just, honestly, they slept better almost being swaddled. And then as soon as she can obviously roll now, she rolls from her back to her belly and then can't get back. But
Yeah.
with a swaddle on, I definitely wouldn't want to do that. So
Yeah, definitely. As soon as they show signs of starting to roll, we're going to stop swaddling, which is why you did, which is awesome. I'm with you, Bailey. I'm a huge fan of the swaddle, 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 swaddle. So for your 2-month-old, I would use it for naps and for night sleep. I love consistency. And it's just really a great tool because babies have what's called a Moro reflex. It's the startle reflex, and they can actually startle themselves awake. Okay, so that's particularly why I love me a swaddle. Great question, Natalie. Okay, next up, Dana H. My almost 6-month-old often wakes herself when sleeping in her crib, then cries until we pick her up. Have you experienced the same thing? Looking for any tips? So Dana, sleep train that baby girl. Right, let's hop to it. 5 months old is my absolute favorite age to sleep train. So if you're comfortable with doing that, now is a great time. You do not have to use a cry it out. That's a myth. Sleep training does not mean cry it out. You can use pick up, put down, check and console. There's a lot of different options based on your comfort level as a parent. So at 6 months old, if you're experiencing her waking up shortly after she falls asleep at night, it's what we call a false start. So if your baby goes down for bed at, let's say 7 p.m. and then she pops awake at like 8:15, it's usually like clockwork, right? That's what's known as a false start. And that's often triggered by bedtime being too late. So again, I would make bedtime 15 to 20 minutes earlier. Early bedtime is the #1 tool in your toolbox. Bailey and I were talking about this early before we jumped on live. Elle had, a tough nap day, right? And that happens, right? So the best way that you can compensate for that is with early bedtime. Okay, great question. All right, I'm scrolling through. Amy, is there any in here that jump out at you that you want me? I'm trying to look through quickly.
I think the next one, Monica Z.
Yeah, it's jumping around for me. Amy, you want to read it to me?
Sure. It says 9-week-old will only nap on me, will not nap in his crib. He will sleep on me. I will then lay him on his crib. He either automatically wakes up or will wake shortly after. I come back and grab him and get him back to sleep. We do this until it's been 2 hours, or we just hold him for 2 hours while he naps. How do I avoid this?
So cute. So contact napping is a-okay at 9 weeks old. That is a teeny tiny baby. So I love to start practicing with nap 1 in order to move away from contact napping. But ultimately, 0 to 12 weeks old in my world, all bets are off. We rock, shush, bounce, hold, feed, nurse, baby wear, whatever we need in order to help foster sleep for our little ones. 0 to 12 weeks, you can't do anything wrong. You're not setting any bad habits. I hear that all the time. It's a myth. When you're ready to start placing baby down, and 9 weeks is a great time to start, try to place baby down. I recommend swaddling. I recommend using continuous white noise. If you have the Mama Sleep Bassinet and you can put on your favorite motion setting, car ride is definitely a crowd pleaser. So try for nap 1. Nap 1 being placed down is usually the easiest nap to catch, because nap 1 is a continuation of night sleep. Okay, so it's the deepest sleep stage of nap that you're going to get. So definitely shoot for nap 1, but great question. Okay, Danielle, how do you know if baby's napping too much or too little? I'm pretty sure we have a nap blog about this on 4moms.com, but there can be too much or too little. It really depends on your baby's age. So let's go through it. 0 to 4 weeks old, we want to be using an age-appropriate awake window, which is 45 to 60 minutes. So you want to be offering nap every 45 to 60 minutes from the last time your baby woke up, 0 to 4 weeks old. You want to cap. Pro tip, we talk about this in the 4Moms newborn sleep class. If you purchased the 4Moms Mama Sleep Bassinet from 4moms.com, you got it for free. If you are interested in the 4Moms Newborn Sleep class, you can go to 4moms.com and purchase it separately. We talk a lot about napping with newborns. So 0 to 4 weeks, we talked about. 4 to 8 weeks is 60 to 75 minutes from the last time baby woke up. 8 to 12 weeks is 75 to 90 minutes. 12 to 16 weeks is 90 minutes to 2 hours. And like I said, pro tip, you want to cap any one nap, which I know it's hard to wake a sleeping baby, but you actually want to. You want to cap any one nap at maximum 2 hours. Reason being, we need to get in enough time during the day for those feeds so we can get those calories in during the daytime. Bailey, did you find any association, like if Elle didn't have a good feeding, she wasn't sleeping that well? Did you see any connectors there?
Sometimes, yeah. If like say she fell asleep while she was eating and then you go to put her down, she's definitely not gonna have a full nap at all because she's not full. You know, she more so did it because she soothed herself to sleep than eat.
Yeah, exactly. So follow those age appropriate awake windows for our newborns. And you'll find that you'll get more quality sleep. We really do want quality, not quantity. And also, I don't know if you guys know this, but a normal nap, what's considered normal or a good nap for a newborn, is between 20 minutes and 2 hours. Right? It's a huge window for a reason. So I hear people all the time like, oh God, I had another crappy nap, 30 minutes. It's such a nightmare. That's considered normal for newborns. So hang in there, don't stress. Okay, let's see. Dana H, 6-month-old, wakes herself when sleeping in her crib. Oh, we answered this one, sorry. Monica Z, 9 weeks old, we answered Monica. Rachel H, do all babies experience sleep regressions? Not necessarily. My baby's 5 months old, I'm not sure she experienced it. You know. So the reason you know if you're experiencing a sleep regression, we have a great piece on the 4-month sleep regression and how to overcome it. The way that you know is when you have newfound bedtime battles, newfound night waking, newfound early rising. Suddenly your baby was taking consistently 60 to 75-minute naps, and now you're like all over the place and they're 20 to 40 minutes if you're lucky. Those are all signs between the ages of 3 and 5 months old that the 4-month sleep regression is upon you. Pro tip, number one way to sail through the 4-month sleep regression. Do you know what it is, Bailey?
No.
It's a tough one. Nobody connects the dots here, but it's tummy time. Because when you think about it, the 4-month sleep regression is tied to that developmental leap of learning how to roll. And the more tummy time they do, the more it strengthens their head and neck and their core, which enables them to learn how to roll easier. So Elle's like, I totally vibe you, Carolyn. She's like looking right in the camera. It's amazing. I have like such locked eye contact with her. I love it. So definitely, if you have, you want to be doing tummy time from the day you come home from the hospital per the American Academy of Pediatrics, which we follow and fully support. You want to really be making sure that you're offering tummy time 3 times a day for a total of 30 minutes by the time your baby is 12 weeks old. So my rule is 1 minute, 3 times a day for each week of your baby's age. So if you have a 4-week-old, you should be offering tummy time for 4 minutes, 3 times a day, and keep adding for each week of your baby's age. And it will really, really help sail through that 4-month sleep regression. Okay, let's see. Jessica V, currently expecting a girl but have a son. How is the transition from boy to girl? Any advice? Bailey?
Right now, I mean, honestly, just the clothes. That's about it. The only thing that I've run into so far is like, I don't know if it's because she's a girl or just because she has different, skin. But I had to switch diaper rash creams from the boys to her. So the stuff that worked with the boys did not work with her. So, but that was honestly, so far, that's about it. Everything's pink, purple, and blue and gray and beige.
So cute. That's why I love just following the whole family. Like everybody's energy is, it's just really special. So, okay, next up, I saw a question. This is a good one. I get this a lot. My small dog wants to sleep with my baby. When is it acceptable? So obviously never, ever, ever in the crib bassinet, pack and play. But in all honesty, the AAP, I have a dog, giant Great Dane Petunia, so she's certainly not sleeping in anybody's bassinet, but we always, not even on the floor, actually. So I know this is kind of a bummer because I'm an animal lover. There should always be a door between your animal and your baby, just for safety reasons, but that's a great question. Okay, let's see. Monica Z, 9 weeks old, frequently naps, uncomfortable, trying to break free from the swaddle. Yeah, set them free. Take them out, put them back a few times, either gas, poop, lay them back. How to avoid this? So at 9 weeks old, that's kind of status quo. I want you to lean into that age appropriate awake time that we talked about earlier. Make sure you're capping any one nap at maximum 2 hours so you can get in those feeds, okay? Let's see. One more after this. Okay, Amy, this is so much pressure because there's so many more questions. I'm panicked. Do you see any, Bailey, that are jumping out at you? Let's see. I'm trying to think of maybe an older one. I'm looking for a toddler question. Here we go. Did you see one, Bailey?
I haven't seen one yet. No.
Yeah. Okay. I see a toddler. So let's see. Los Angeles. This is anonymous. 15 months old son, planning for baby 2. Used the 4 moms bassinet. Too big. We tried to transition, but he would not sleep. We did co-sleep, now thinking of baby number 2. Not sure if too late to transition to a crib or wait for baby number 2. Oh yeah. So at 15 months old, now is a beautiful age to transition to the crib. So I am a safe sleep guardian with the 501c3 First Candle. So safety, safety, safety is my top priority. So per the American Academy of Pediatrics, we do want to room share, not bed share. If you are bed sharing and you're ready to transition away from that, you can always DM me at Dream Baby Sleep, bed sharing, and I will share all of our tips and tricks for transitioning. We actually wrote a bassinet to crib transition guide with 4 moms. It actually is included as a part of your 4 moms Mama Rose Sleep Bassinet, but a lot of that applies to making any transition, right? So even if it's from bed sharing, but I would without a doubt transition your 15-month-old into that crib ASAP, okay? Pull a Nike and just do it. Don't be afraid of it. Use blackout curtains, use continuous white noise. Choose a method and an approach that your family is comfortable with. You could use check and console, pick up, put down, chair method. I really love chair method for my bed sharing families who are transitioning to the crib. I would not transition to a toddler bed. No, 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 no. You'll have that baby tapping on your cheek at 3 a.m., right, Bailey? You know that,
yes.
right? Yeah, you know that. So I would definitely make that transition. I would use chair method. I would go slow and steady. So that way, it's very hard to make a new baby. Plan for baby number 2 when you have a current baby in your bed. So mama, let's make this happen and commit to making that transition. All right. So definitely check out the bassinet to crib transition guide. A lot of tips in there will be applicable for you as well. I think that's it on questions, Amy.
Yeah, I think that is all we have time for tonight, but thank you all. Again, Carolyn is very generous, and if you DM her at Dream Baby Sleep on Instagram, I'm sure she will be willing to help you. But I just want to thank everyone so much for being here and letting us be a part of your night. Please remember to follow us at 4moms_HQ for future episode premieres of Sleepversity. And if you tuned in late or want to watch a replay of this, we will put this episode as well as the episode you saw within this webinar on YouTube. So we will see you next time. And as Carolyn loves to say, sleep well.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Bailey.
Bye.
Elle
Thank you.
is like a
Bailey,
rock
thank you for
star.
being
That baby
here.
needs to be in the movies. Bye, Bailey.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.